Hi, I'm jjbarnes and welcome back to another episode of The Table Read. Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another episode where I am giving you writing advice, story structure tips, techniques, characterization advice, anything I can think of that will hopefully give you the inspiration and the encouragement and confidence you need to get your story out into the world. Don't forget you can go to thetableread.co.uk. Over there you will find articles and original creative writing and interviews, all from like truly phenomenal and interesting and different writers, storytellers, filmmakers, people who love writing and story as much as I do, and it's like a really exciting place and I'm really proud to have worked with these people. They are just absolutely wonderful. So today I'm going to be talking to you about why you shouldn't drift off plot. So the plot of your story, at the beginning of your story you are going to launch your protagonist. Your protagonist is your main character. They transition from passive into active when they go in pursuit of something. There's no point joining them when they're doing nothing, because that's not a story, that's just a situation, that's just life. That's not interesting. A story means they are in pursuit of a goal. You're going to watch them until they either get it or don't, and that is your story unit. Now the plot of your story is them going after what they want. It's them setting out to get it, whatever it is, whether it is trying to find a mysterious magical gold statue, whether it's trying to fall in love, whether it's trying to save the world, it doesn't really matter, but they are wanting something, they go get it. What's blocking them and making it an interesting story is the antagonist character, who is the one who's trying to either get the same thing as them and they can't both have it, or just wants to stop the protagonist from getting what they want. So that is your story, that is your plot. Now sometimes it can be tempting to drift off plot. Now I have done this myself. For instance, when I was first writing Lily Prosper and the Magic Rabbit, I sent her on holiday. Now, while she was on holiday, she learned things and things were mysterious, but it didn't really do much. It was kind of just an opportunity for me to write about Tenerife because I like Tenerife and I was like, oh, I'm going to send her to Tenerife. Didn't really do anything. It was just sort of in there, and when you took it out of the story, nothing changed. The plot moved forward as much as it ever had, and that scene or chapter wasn't missed. And if you can take any scene out of your story and it really doesn't make a difference because they're still in pursuit of a goal, they haven't missed any knowledge that they needed, they haven't, like, the circumstances they're in haven't changed, that scene has no place in your story. Like, you don't need to do that. It's a waste of time. So you need to just think about that. If it can go, it should go. Keep them focused, keep them in motion. Now, side adventures, this is when they might go and do something else for a little bit, and it can be vaguely related to your plot. They might have to go and learn a piece of information, say. But while they're learning that piece of information, they go and do something else. Just, oh, this character needs saving from this burning building. Now that's very exciting, and in the moment it's like, oh, yes, they're using this thing and they're off to save this person from a burning building. Nothing to do with your main plot. They didn't set out to try and be a burning building person rescuer. They haven't become a better person for doing it. They were the same person, they've just accomplished a thing, but it doesn't really help them on their journey. The person they saved just carries on with their life, like, thank you so much, but your protagonist still needs to go back to their main timeline and imagine it, yeah, like a timeline. They have to do a sort of little bloop. Oh, I'm going to do bloop, like that, right? To go do it. This is your story. The bloop, where they go on a side adventure, doesn't really do much. It might be exciting in the moment, but for your story, it doesn't really do much. Now you might be thinking, if it's exciting in the moment, like, oh, a burning building, exciting in the moment, that's great. The problem is, you want your audience to believe that your character's story matters. They should be driven, they should be motivated, they should care about it, because if your protagonist doesn't care about it, why does your audience? Why not just go and watch a different person do something they do care about? So if your protagonist can be like, I'm going to abandon my pursuit of that statue to wander off in this direction. And oh, while I'm here, exciting things have happened. Now I'll head back and go back in pursuit of my statue. But it kind of suggests that the statue isn't that important. Because if it was, they wouldn't have ever left. They'd have stayed in pursuit of it. Which means it doesn't really matter if they get it or not. They might want it, but if they can take time away, it's not that important to them. Like, imagine if your children were kidnapped, right? If my children were kidnapped, nothing on earth would get in my way in pursuit of trying to get them back. And that is how important your character's story goal should be to them. Nothing should get in their way. They should be always pushing, always moving forwards, overcoming obstacles, facing challenges, learning, growing, pushing, because what that you're there for matters. And if it doesn't matter, why are you writing it? Why are they doing it? And why is your audience showing up to read it or watch it? So don't drift off plot. Always in your mind, no matter what the scene is, they should have at the forefront of their mind pursuit of the goal. Now, this doesn't mean that they're never going to have scenes where they go home for dinner or talk to their partner or have to have lunch with friends. They can, because life can still go on, especially if it's a slower paced story like a love story. But their conversation can't drift off plot. You can't have them at lunch and say your protagonist, yeah, she wants to fall in love, she wants a date to a wedding. She can't go out for lunch with friends and sort of be chatting away about, oh, remember when we went on holiday, or remember when we did that or the other. It's not important. She should be talking about what she wants. They should be talking to her about people they thought they could set her up with, and she could be talking about, oh, but I want this kind of person, or I've had this kind of... Keep the focus on what she wants, because otherwise, what are you doing? Has to matter to her, has to matter to you as the writer, or it's not going to matter to your readers. Yeah. So that is my advice on why you shouldn't drift off plot. Keep your story focused, keep your conflict active. Make sure in every single scene your character is pushing for what they want, thinking about it, talking about it, planning how to get it. And then it'll matter. Your story will be important. And if it's important, people will read it. So thank you very much for watching another one of my videos. I hope this has been helpful. You can subscribe to this channel and watch videos every week. You can go to thetableread.co.uk where you will find all of the other things that I've got going on. Subscribe to this channel and comment on this video about if you disagree with me. If you really like a side adventure or plot drifting away, or bits that kind of don't really add but kind of shape it a little bit but don't really matter. If you love those, tell me why, because advice that I give is always my own personal opinion, and people sometimes disagree, and that's fine. So share what you think. And thank you very much, and I'll be back again soon. Bye.